Welcome to Between the Ropes. We have a big fight this weekend. Undisputed business. Spencer Oliver, you are going to be my Josh Taylor. Matthew Macklin, you are going to be my Jack Catterall. Spence, how does Josh win this fight?
Listen, you've got to look at where he's at the moment, Josh Taylor. You know, when he go back to 2019 when he beat Regis Prograis World Boxing Super Series final, you saw there the talent that he had. We knew he was always good at boxing on the outside. Didn't know if he could go down and get into the trenches and tough it out as well. So he's proven himself at this level. And you look at that, and so I just think that Taylor, you know, he'll start well behind the jab. They're both southpaws. He'll work off the jab, Then he fires in the clusters. He switches shots well to the body, comes up to the top. And I just see him like sort of systematically breaking Catterall down. Catterall's a great fighter, but he's not proven at this level. And for that reason, I think that Taylor might have too much for him, especially with the homecoming. You know, the Hydro Centre's going to go absolutely crazy in there. So there's so many boxes ticked for Josh Taylor that you find it difficult to see how Catterall can win this one.
Matt, obviously Jack has a huge task ahead of him. Do you see any chinks in Josh's arsenal that maybe Jack can take advantage of?
Not really, because he's a very well-rounded fighter, as he's proven. You know, but nice technical boxer. You know, sets everything up off the jab, but he can sit there and catch and counter and work the body. He's good on the inside as well. He's good at mid-distance. He's got that grit in him as well. I think, look, he's a strong favourite. Catterall is an underdog. Underdogs win fights, they're not supposed to. You know, if Josh Taylor gets more wrapped up in the homecoming, if he just, you know, he has to come down 10 or 15% on his performance, and, you know, Catterall suddenly performs better than he's ever done before because he's so up for it. And all of a sudden, what becomes that gap closes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know?
Listen, there's no pressure on Jack Catterall. He's coming in here. You know, you go back 2005 when Hatton boxed Kostya Tszyu. He was going in there as the underdog. Kostya Tszyu was one of the pound-for-pound stars at the time, and Hatton went in there and he performed, you know, the best he's ever performed. And Catterall's got to do the same. Catterall's got to box at a level that we don't know that he can box at. Now, Jamie Moore tells me that, yeah, listen, Spence, he's got that. And he's prepared to go into the trenches, he's prepared to have it. Matt's right in what he says about Taylor. He sort of catches the shots, but off that, he slips, and that creates more openings. So he's thinking about like 3 moves at a time. He goes defense, offense, defense. Like, do you know what I mean? He's just putting it all together.
Look, it's a big jump for Catterall from who he's been fighting. If you look at the toughest fights he's had, and they're a good few levels down from where Taylor's been fighting. And you look at Regis Prograis, because that's another fluid southpaw boxer. You know, and Taylor dealt with him. Yeah, it was a good fight, but he won it. You know, and he had a few personal issues building into it. But that shows the steely mentality he's got as well, that he didn't let that throw him.
He's proven at that level, like, you know, even against the more recent one, Jose Ramirez, you know, it was a 50-50 fight.
In the bubble, no atmosphere.
Yeah,
you know,
he done what he done. He knocked him down in the 6th, had him down again in the 7th.
I need a case for Jack Catterall winning this fight.
I think the case for Catterall to win this fight is he's got to go out there and seize that opportunity, like fighters have done in the past, like Matt's referred to, you know, with Hatton and Kostya Tszyu.
I think Taylor's going to press the action, but I don't think Catterall's going to run away, because he knows that would be a mistake. He might give ground, but he's not going to get on his bike and run. He's got decent distance and timing, Catterall. He'll be looking just to bam, pop and shot, move, boom. You know, it'd be suicide to run away, because Taylor will just run him down. Do you know what I mean? He's got to try and not engage in a fight, but he's just got to take little sort of half steps and try and counter. And I think that's the way it'll be, because he's got good distance and timing, Catterall. Pretty slick.
Good power.
I think what they do very similar. Like, so Taylor's good at, like, they're both southpaws. Taylor's good at stepping back, driving through the left hand. He's also very heavy-handed with a hook as well. Catterall's very similar, but Catterall likes to pressure more. He likes to come forward more, but that's where Josh Taylor likes to be as well. That's why you go, well, this is such a difficult fight.
Patience will be key.
Yeah.
You know, he is a patient fighter. He's got good timing. He's waiting. He's a counter puncher.
I think
the way he touches, but he's looking to counter punch. But you know,
I think
but Taylor can do that too.
Yeah, I think the way Catterall wins this fight is by showing us something that we haven't seen before, and that's what his trainer Jamie Moore is telling me. He said, Spence, he's never been pushed to that limit. You know, we've only got the O'Hara Davis is probably the best name on his record, and he won the fight and he won it comfortable, but he kept control of the pace. He won't be able to do that with Josh Taylor, so we're going to have to see something that we've never seen from him before.
What you said there, he's comfortable. He's always been comfortable. So how how many levels up is it before he's uncomfortable? You know, we don't know, do we? Now, like I say, listen, complacency is the hardest thing to guard against because it creeps in subconsciously. You train, you know, you don't think it's gonna, you don't think you've looked past it, but how many times does it happen? You're not just in boxing, in any sport. You know, it's a human error, isn't it, that just gets in. So, you know, it's his homecoming, it's the media, it's the press, it's like this, it's the crowd, and everyone's like, you know, does he really think Catterall's a threat? Because if he doesn't, he will come down a bit.
Well, listen, complacency is a big thing, and he's been to the highest level. You know, he's been over there, and he's done it the hard way, and he's won the undisputed.
Hard to consistently get up to the same level.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's probably why he's tried to create a little bit of needle when the gloves are off and stuff like that. But look, Jack's being a cool character. Look, there's only one way, I guess, to find out. Sky Sports, Saturday.